Let's do another one. Pause the video for a second and work on these 4 problems. Okay, let's do the first one. Sodium is the name of the cation. And sodium is always a +1 charged metal, so we don't need any Roman numeral. But if you look, it can be a little confusing here. Let's check that guy out. You're not going to find him anywhere on the periodic table. That's actually nitrogen and oxygen combined together. That is one of those polyatomic ions that we looked at a minute ago. If we go back to that table quickly, we can find NO3 right here. Its name is nitrate, and it's got a -1 charge. So let's go back to what we were working on here. Sodium, in this case, is paired up with nitrate. Sodium's a +1 ion, nitrate's a -1 ion, so it just takes one of each of them. That's it. We're done with that one. Let's go to the next one. We have got Cu for our cation. That is copper. And again, we always ask ourselves when we're writing names, does copper form more than one kind of ion? And it does indeed. It's got copper with a +2 charge and copper with a +1 charge. You need to refer to your periodic table, those little numbers above the symbol, to see that. So now we are going to name the anion. It's sulfate in this case. That is also polyatomic. It's going to be on your green sheet, SO4. Okay. Now those SO4s, look on your green sheet. SO4 with a -2 charge. That's what sulfate is. And there's only one sulfate chunk here. And there's only one copper chunk here, one copper atom. So what we're going to have to do is balance out the -2 from the sulfate with just one copper atom, so that must be a +2 copper atom. This is copper with a +2 charge, so we put the +2 charge in as a Roman numeral. The Roman numeral tells us the charge on the metal. All right, let's do a couple now going the other way. Calcium carbonate. Let's write the ion for calcium. Calcium always forms +2 ions. It's an alkaline earth metal. Carbonate. You won't find any metal called carbonate, or any element, I should say. You won't find any element called carbonate. If we look on our green sheet, though, we will find a polyatomic ion called carbonate that looks like that. So calcium's a +2 charged ion, and carbonate has got a -2 charge. It's 1 carbon and 3 oxygens. Together, they have a -2 charge. The -2 is going to perfectly balance out with our +2 calcium to make a compound that looks like that. 1 calcium and 1 carbonate make calcium carbonate. And finally, the last one we'll do on this part, before we go to part 2, is we'll do a gold 1 phosphate. Gold has got more than one kind of charge. So if no one told you, you wouldn't have any idea what to put there. But thank goodness we've got this Roman numeral here to say that we are talking about gold with just a +1 charge. And it is being paired up with phosphate, which is another of your green sheet polyatomic ions, and it's got a -3 charge. If phosphate is -3 and gold is +1, we will need 3 golds together in order to balance out this ionic compound and make it neutral, because together those would be 3+. So our compound is gold. We want 3 of those, and phosphates, we want 1 of those. Gold 1 phosphate looks just like that.